hurler, teacher, proud Ardrahan man, golfer and passionate sports fan, full of stories, jokes and yarns, a home filled with memory and accomplishment. The glow of the hearth, the comfort of the cat, the resilience of age and life lessons learned, the spark of conversation, the flutter, the soccer, the warmth of a Galway country fáilte.
Miko McInerney is my name, and I was born in 1926. I was 94 there, June. That's June. And I was born here, brought up here. I had two brothers, Austin's father, Josie, and my oldest brother. The two of them are dead now. And of course, hurling came first all the time around here, you know, even we were young lads. We were hitting the ball up against the shed and things like that. There was no training there. We lived for hurling. And when I'd go to Mass and Laban later on in life, the topic before Mass, that I used to pull up there at Bradley's long before Mass, the topic always was hurling. Hurling. And we had an old man, Pat Shaughnessy, who was supposed to be our president and our trainer, but the poor man, he was interested in the game. And he was very nervous. If it was at the match, and if it was close, he'd leave the field. But he used to come at half time before the start of the game and talk to us. He never played much himself, right? But he always brought sticks of rhubarb with him, and he told us not to be drinking that water at half time or any time. The rhubarb would take the thirst away, he said, you know. But he'd always leave the field. I go now and I leave you to God. But when we won that county final, we had a character in the team, a poet, and he proposed a poem, a song. And there was a verse about everyone. Do you mind? I'll give you the verse about Pat Shaughnessy. Pat Shaughnessy, a great old Gael was he, who threatened us to pull along the sod. To each player he did walk, share out a rhubarb stalk, saying, I'm going and I'm leaving you to God. That was Pat, a character. And that was a great achievement, you know, to win the county final, because Ardrahan hadn't won it since 1910. And that was 49.
One crowded hour of glorious life is worth an age without a name. He made his mark in 49, Fitzgibbon Cup with UCG and the Galway County Final with Ardrahan. But there was more in store for young Miko McInerney.
Well, that's about tumbling now for you. It's a long time ago.
19 what?
49.
And when you say you stayed in the workhouse?
We did. We were in the second, I think it's a second floor or somewhere. It's a long bedroom anyway. They made a bedroom out of it. Inky Flaherty used to blow the whistle, and one morning Ty Kelly, God rest him, take that bloody free yourself, he said. Blow the whistle to go to Mass, you know. It's the fun of it.
And come here, was that with the hurlers, the Galway hurlers?
Yeah. We played in the semi-final that year against Laois. That's where we trained. Oh, we stayed for 2 weeks, I think. Well, the way it is, we were, that time we were young and we weren't thinking of anything only about hurling. No. No. But it was an experience anyhow. Oh, we went to New York, yes, 51, from Shannon. And as a matter of fact, things have changed since then. We had to stop in Newfoundland. I think it was Gander Airport, is it? We had to stop there to refuel, and we went into New York, and we were staying in the Henry Hudson Hotel. That's me there. It's very hard to know people there now. That's it there. They were Galway people know most. And there were 2 players in each room. There was always a bit of crack, you know. There was one individual, he took pride in his old hurling, you know, but he was a sub on the team, but he thought he should be on it and all that. But one of our players came into our room, not his own, to use the phone, and he got in touch with him, and he was from the New York Times, and he wanted to speak to him, getting him on, you know. My captain is in my room. Oh, I don't want to speak to him, he said. I want to speak to you. But he was a while there before he copped on. You know, this kind of crack went on there. We were there for a couple of weeks or more, and we went to Boston one weekend then to play in Boston. The president of the Galway GA, Father Welch, was on that trip with us, and he was CMS. And he was very disappointed, he says. Very few the hurlers appeared at mess in the morning. So we used to play poker, you see. And we were playing it until near mess time, and we all decided to go to the mess. Pretending we got up to bed from bed, you know, to go to mess. That was characters. That was 51. And that was a great trip now, because it was an experience we had. The different life. We didn't see any escalator at all neither until we went there. And there were jukeboxes. And Johnny Molloy, God rest him now. Johnny went into this pub beside us, and Johnny spotted Galway beer written, and he threw in a dime or 5, I don't know what. And there were a few Americans in at the counter in the bar. One of them said, turn off that, you know. Johnny put in a few more kinds. They didn't realise there was a few footballers were with us. There were Galway meat fellas there waiting for the drinks. The Americans said, turn off that thing. Johnny went up and tapped them on the shoulder and said, there's 2 more coming up now, he said. They drank their drinks and they walked out. Characters. Do you know, we got a trip around Manhattan Island, which was a great experience too. And we got it. We went to a rodeo show in Madison Square Gardens, and that was an experience too. Now, mind you, we enjoyed it. I was in Boston, and I never forget this. Now, my father, God rest him, played a few times for Galway. He played with Crockwell. He was down there. One of the 2 Crockwell brothers who played with him, and they gave me $20 or $30, I don't know what it was, to have a drink with him when I come home. And we came home by boat. I think it took us 6 days to come to Cork by boat.
And Michael, the amount of experiences that you had, like hurling opened an awful lot of doors for you.
Oh, I did, you know. Do you know what it is? In our time it was different, because I regret it now. We were American and a man and Croke Park, we'd say. And there mightn't be one between us. And maybe the final whistle go and he might say good luck or good luck. You wouldn't know him at all. I didn't realise when I gave up hurling, I took on, they formed a golfers hurling teams, and I joined. And we would go to tournaments every year. You'd meet different counties players, there was trophies. I met a few others as well. It was wonderful to meet people like that. The hurling days were over. I used to play the violin, yes, and I played showing jigs and reeds and, well, mostly jigs and hornpipes and things like that, and ears. The lark in the morning. The boys of Blue Train, hornpipe, boys of Blue Hill. But that's when I was 15, 16, 17. And the teachers arranged some fish cowl in the school. And they entered me in with the violin at a shan nose. But there was an elderly fellow and an elderly lady in with me. And there were 3 prizes. There was only 3 of us in. And I got 3rd. And the boy beside me at school next morning, he said, if there had been 4 in, you'd have got 4th.
Can I ask you, Michael, how much of a part of your life was your faith?
Well, I always... Sure, I believe I must have been saved and rescued, really, at times. Because I was in situations now that I could have been hurt. Yeah. I always believe. I was speaking to a man from America. He was at a meeting, a convention. There was a convention in Galway, of an AA convention they called it, alcoholics. And I was speaking to him, and he says, I didn't believe God, man, or I didn't believe in anything, he said. But an incident happened, he says. I went to a few meetings, he says, of this AA, and then I started drinking again. And I was driving down New York, he said, this Sunday, planning where should I go. And a car passed me out, he says, and there was a slogan on the back of the window, easy does it, which is in the AA table, And I saw that, and I followed the car aimlessly. And he pulled into this building, and I pulled in and I parked beside him. And your man got out. He says, are you going to the meeting? I am, he said. I said, he didn't know me at all, but he went in with him. And he said, the reason I'm telling you this now, he says, I didn't believe in anyone I told you, he said, but there were, I suppose, there were 12 million at least people in New York City, and about a couple of million at least cars, and this one car passed out. And I said, that wasn't a coincidence. So I came to believe, he says. I thought it was, I never forgot it. I thought it was a very good story, It brought him back. Things like that you remember.